Bro, how many years did you take the piss out of us? Yeah. Between you and Mikel, you owe the fans. That's why. Where's our money? Honestly, where's the money gone? What's that? Let's spend this summer. 40 mil. I expect to spend another 80 minimum in the next 2.5 weeks. Minimum, we should have at least 80 without player sales. That's only 120 M's. All of a sudden now, everyone's an expert. PSR's coming now. Shut the fuck up. We were dealing with FFP 4 years before FFP even came in. Do you remember those years?
Yeah, I remember.
So I don't want to hear no letters combined anymore.
Welcome to the present. How we doing? You just saw that video. Interesting, right? Before I lay out my response, let's guys strike a like on the video, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Very important for the channel. One more time, like the video, very important. Subscribe and make sure you turn on your notification. Turkish said, spend the money. Wow, we're so concerned about FFP. Spend the money. Very interesting. AFTV and Turkish. They love to give a lot of content, right? A lot of content. So let's go into it. Spend the money. Turkish, very interesting way to put it. I know you are trying to rage bait a lot of naive and also suspecting fans who take your word as gospel. But I'm going to give you a few pointers. Turkish, you make a lot of money on your channel and the Big Six channel. But what I find very interesting is that with all your spend the money talk, when you came to America for the preseason, why were you guys riding or flying rather economy? Why not spend the money on business class and first class? Oh, so you understand value for money. You understand being shrewd personally, but Arsenal should spend money recklessly. We're not seeking value for money. I'm not against Arsenal spending money on the right players, but you can seek value for your money. When it comes to personally and looking for out for AFTV, they can spend your money personally and be shrewd and be sensible, but Arsenal should spend the money. Wow. Interesting. Because you can't tell me you don't make money from your channel. I'm not pocket watching. You said Arsenal made a lot of money, right? You're pocket watching Arsenal, so I can pocket watch you. You make a lot of money from Manscaped, the sponsor in top 6, right? You make a lot of money from other sponsors, a lot of super chats. Why were you flying economy? Why didn't you spend the money on first class or business class at least? Now, let's put that on one side. See, we are still about spending the money. Terry, or the football Terry, last year or 2 years ago, did a hair transplant when he saw you were having a receding hairline. No shaming. This is just an analogy about spending the money. What did Terry do? He spent the money on a hair transplant. He saw you wearing all kinds of caps all the time. Turkish, why don't you spend the money? Get the transplants and let's stop wearing all this hat all the time. Spend the money. Right? Go to Turkey, you get a Turkish discount. Go spend the money on hair transplant. It's all wear hats all the time. It's still a topic about spending the money, right? So you know it's economically viable for you to actually wear hats than go to Turkey and get a hair transplant. No shade to whoever is doing hair transplant. It's just it's just appropriate for this kind of video about Turkish tenors and tenors not to spend the money. You cannot gaslight everybody Turkish. Just because you work for a big platform, I have a big platform, doesn't mean your words are gospel. You are largely misleading. You misinform a lot of people. You are extremely emotional and not rational most of the time. I am not against Arsenal spending money and buying the right players. I'm against Arsenal just spending money for the sake of spending it. And the fact that you try to trivialize the FFP rules. See, because the jeopardy and the consequences also come to you, Turkish, it goes to the team, it goes to Arsenal. If Arsenal get a transfer ban or a fine, you be the same Turkish criticizing Edu and Arteta for not adhering to the rules. But yeah, you are saying, let's forget FFP rules. Very, very interesting because you know your senseless, I'm saying it, senseless subscribers who can't distinguish between right and wrong, will follow you without using their brains, will fall for it. Yes, Arsenal should spend the money. Arsenal should spend the money. Same Arsenal has spent 100 million plus on Declan Rice last season. That spent 65 on Kai Havertz, almost 45 on Timber. They don't know how to spend the money. See, I find it largely hypocritical that when it comes to your personal life, you know how to be sensible and shrewd. You know the value for money. But when it comes to Arsenal, let's spend the money. We are putting how much is your season ticket? Your miserable season ticket cannot even pay for the maintenance of the stadium. Let's get it straight. Fans like to hoist the fact that they are paying for season tickets. Your miserable season ticket money cannot even pay for the maintenance of the stadium. I'm not saying we should not appreciate those who pay for the season ticket, but I appreciate those who understand that you should make demands on your club, but let's be fair and objective and sensible when making demands on our club. The Crown cases, they own it, have been doing well. Everyone have been doing well for the club, but we can't just be spending money recklessly. We can't just be spending money. If the right players are available and they're affordable, Arsenal should try and do it. And I think Arsenal will do for the right player for the right price. You do what's the right price, the money we can afford. That won't push us over the limit of the FFP rules. You can't be laughing at Man City for 115 charges, and yet you want us to approach that and bridge it. It's easy to sit behind a screen and unobjectively criticize Arteta and Edu for not spending money, or the Kroenke for not spending money. Show me the quality of players that are there for us to just recklessly go and spend the money. Because you're always shouting, Ivan Toney will take the next level. He won't. Because if Ivan Toney was that guy, how come Spurs inside Ivan Toney they went for Sri Lanka? How come Chelsea didn't go and sign Ivan Toney or Gutierrez? They went for Omorodion and they're trying to get Osimhen on loan. Even I don't rate Osimhen. I am not against Arsenal spending the money. I'm against Arsenal recklessly spending money. We have a solid team already. The transfer window has not even ended. You are already gaslighting and rage baiting a lot of unsuspecting Arsenal fans who worship you. I don't understand. I'm not against people giving content creators their kudos and respecting them, provided they have been objective. I expect my subscribers to hold my hand to fire if I'm acting out of place. I should be objective. I'm not saying I'm going to pander to Arsenal. At the same time, I'm not going to stoke rage into Arsenal fans for my personal agenda. I do not 100% believe you trust what you're saying. You're just trying to get the economic benefits of YouTube, which is the rage baiting will transfer or will transmit into clicks and likes and debate in comment section, which will actually turn to money. That's what you're doing. This is crazy. Arsenal is spending money, and we'll continue to spend money sensibly. We will get value for money. We just signed Calafiori, top Italian defender, can play left back and right back. That's spending money and spending it rightly. We are close to signing Moreno from Real Sociedad. When he left his contract, it's fair that we negotiate the best deal. We don't get flicked by Real Sociedad. It's taking a bit of time. It's frustrating, but we are trying to get the best value for money. That's how a sensible club should to act. Liverpool might not have signed any player yet, but look at their squad. They still have a quality squad. We see Liverpool fans can be shouting and screaming. As an Arsenal fan objective, I'm looking at that squad. It's still a very, very good squad. Do they need a few additions? Yes, they will add it. The transfer window has not ended. Sometimes you cannot force the transfer window. Sometimes some better players will become available at the end of the transfer window. You can't change it. It is what it is. Stop all these provoking fans who don't understand football about Arsenal not spending the money or FFP. Arsenal is using FFP as an excuse. Are you insane? We got Raya on loan last season, even though we didn't have the money. And you are saying Arsenal using that as an excuse. You are not logical. If Arsenal got Raya on loan, knowing that they went on trying to fully acquire him, to get him in trouble, and they still find a way to negotiate with Brentford to get him on loan, and you're telling me Arsenal don't want to spend the money, Arsenal not trying, you are insane. Your facts are not lining up. All you're doing is the old trick of AFTV, trigger the emotionality of naive fans. Speak to the emotionality, not their rationality. Trigger their emotionality. And some of us can say it a mile away. You're not as bright as you think you are. This is not an attack on Turkish. I've never met him. I don't hate the man. This is just countering the dangerous points he just laid out. It's not making sense. Some of you are not like this, but I've said my piece. It is what it is. Whether you like it or not, the truth is the truth. Like the video on your way out, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. So do you agree with Turkish about spending money? Or do you think it's a bit out of place with this point? Let me know in the comment section. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.